All right, someone wants to analyze Nifty IT. Fine, sure. Nifty IT, right? Let's just go ahead and analyze. Are you into some stocks? Mastery, whatever the name is, the person who asked me. Nifty IT, like, why do you want me to analyze it? Like, is there a particular stock which you want me to do it, or it is just for the sake of analyzing? Like, you are interested into getting into these Nifty IT stocks? Do let me know. Okay, Wipro, got it. First of all, I would again just say the same thing. Let's just analyze the overall entire market's sentiment, right? There is one very important thing which I would like to show you in here, right? Which is very much interesting. Let's take an overall market view so that even you understand. So basically, right now, what is happening is that we are getting like multiple rejections in here, right? If you can just look at it at this particular place, this is the clear-cut resistance line. And after that, if you just go ahead and analyze this kind of weakness candle, right? You can just look in here that despite having these very upside and downside moves, this is very like a distorted manner. Like it is basically some kind of distribution is going on in here where people are not having a good clear trend. We'll have to wait for either a big breakout or breakdown, right? So first of all, I'm just analyzing this overall market view. Then we can go ahead and analyze each segments in here according to your own wish, which is IT or some other sectors, right? So candle is again small. So what I'm actually facing and thinking is in here that if you go ahead and check out Dow Jones futures chart as well, right? You will find out that just give me a moment. Yeah, you will find out that basically in here even Dow Jones has reached its resistance. So I feel that it won't be right actually for us to go into stocks long right now until and unless both of this Dow Jones index and both of these like these zones are not taken out. So this is one of the issues which I feel that until and unless that doesn't happen, you shouldn't be going long in anywhere, right? So let's just wait for this to break out because the candles are getting very small. We might see a big red candle if Dow Jones starts falling as well from its resistance. So that is one point which I'm actually trying to make you people understand. So I hope this is clear that overall why market sentiments are required for you to analyze Nifty or Bank Nifty or anything else which you're going into long in stocks and so on, right? Coming back to the IT sector, let's just go and analyze every single cap which exists. Fine, we'll go with Nifty IT. Nifty IT for me on a daily time frame. Let's get and find some support. Uh, yeah, it took a rebound from in this place. If you just look at it, this was a kind of a place where it was a bit jittery and took a rebound from. And after that, Nifty IT, I guess it will be quite bullish only after this particular zone is taken out, right? Nifty IT again. So it might come up till here, but again, market sentiments is required for it. And analyzing Wipro after it, let's see Wipro in here. Wipro. First, we'll try to analyze in 1 week time frame so that it is very much clear. Yes, it has kind of formed a double top as you can see, and weekly time frame, a very good support in here. So probably a good stock if the market is giving us a good support and is taking a reversal from anywhere, breaking out the zones. It could be a good place for us to get into the stock. As you can look, this is kind of a good breakout after a really long time. Like probably you can check it out that it is close to around after almost a year Wipro is giving a breakout. But does that mean that right because it has taken support it will straight away go on the higher side very in a straight manner? No, that doesn't happen. We will have to follow the market's overall sentiment in here, which would lead us to know that okay, where the stock could go. But if you are overall an investor trying to invest in Wipro, this could be a good place. The first resistance I believe on the weekly time frame could be this, and then the second resistance could be overall in this manner, right? So yep, accordingly you can just go ahead and invest. Like probably on a weekly time frame you might see this stock, like if you would have traded in here, you could take in a target up till 10.58 percentage, like from the price of 403. 10.58 could be a good target, and similarly the stop loss could be close to around 3 to 4 percentage. So it is almost 1 is to 2.5. And for all those who have missed, probably you can just go in here, check out how basically this is getting traded on. Will not make such a big vast zone. We just need the proper reversal points, right? So this would be it. And after this gets taken out, right, you will have a big target to take in, like it's close to around 15 percentage. 15 percentage, and your stop loss is not more than close to 3 percentage on a weekly basis. So that would be a good place for you to get in and take in your targets for Wipro. So yep, that is it for Wipro. If you guys need any other stocks for me to analyze, I'll do that as well. Just let me know down in the comments. I mean, in the chat box, if there is anything for me to clear out even more. Anything else, guys? Mastery, it was a good pickup from your end. Nice, I mean, good stock for Wipro. It was pretty good. Pretty neat chart in here. And similarly, I forgot to analyze in 1 day time frame. 1 day time frame again, it shows the same thing in here. If you just look at it, support took a gave a breakout. There is some kind of a recent pattern which is forming up. If you just look at it, this is the kind of resistance and this is the kind of support which we are seeing. So all those who went long, quite a good trade for Wipro, just hold it up till your 8%, and all those who have missed, probably you can just wait for this particular place to come in, and you can take in your stop loss up till here if it comes again. But again, it depends completely if the market is bullish or bearish, so you will have to look at it. If market sentiments are not good, I don't think so you should be going long in stocks in any manner, because of the sole reason that markets will definitely make your price action patterns fail if the market sentiment is overall negative, right? So that's one issue with this part. Got it? Any other stock, guys, which you want me to analyze, or to clear it out for you, whether like any price action or something like that? Next, can we look at for Tata Motors on weekly or monthly? Sure, sure, we will be looking at that. Just give me a moment, guys. Just give me a second and we'll just go through it. Okay, sure. Tata Motors, right? Let's go and analyze Tata Motors. Okay, first there's a new person. Let's analyze Tata Motors second. There's another guy, Apans Enterprise Limited. So, okay, these stocks are kind of jittery. Like, if you just look at the data overall, right? These are very much like the VIX and the tightness is too much. If you just look at this consolidation, so I would generally recommend you to stay out of these kind of stocks, because most probably like this stock is not very liquid. So that is one suggestion, but still you can trade, but you'll have to look at overall market analysis. Again, a good stock, I would say, because I see a very good breakout in the weekly time frame. This is the first reversal, second reversal, third reversal. It has if you just look at it, yeah, let's just wait for a breakout above this particular place, because you can see that this is a zone wherein it breakout, took a support, went on the higher side, then came down, gave a breakdown, took resistance again, came down, resistance again, came down. Very well, forming up with this price action pattern as well on the zones as well. So it will be better if we just wait for it to close on the weekly time frame above this, because weekly time frame charts are pretty clear, right? So on that basis, you might find a good breakout or breakdown accordingly. So just wait for the weekly time frame. If it closes above this particular pattern of 128 levels strongly, then we can probably go ahead and take up our targets up till this place, which is up till this level 162. So if you just look at the overall target and the risk to reward ratio falls in very well, it would be, I would suggest you to take at least the below of this body, right, for you, and accordingly you can take this trade up till this resistance side of 158. So your stop loss could be around 13%, your target could be around 25%, but if you don't want to take that much big of a risk, shift down to 1 day time frame, and you will look over that, find a much more recent pattern, right? On a daily time frame, a much more recent pattern would be like this. So yeah, so let's just wait for this to give a breakout, and accordingly you can just go long in here. But for me, I would suggest that a week time frame would be better, because this is a clear cut zonal resistance, and if you don't want to take such a big risk, either put your stop loss up till 8 to, I guess 8% should be minimum your stop loss, and your target could be close to around 25%. So that will be around 1 is to 3, 1 is to 3 to that will be more than enough for you, right? Coming back to Tata Motors, let's just check Tata Motors. Sorry, Tata Motors. Yep, fine. This is also a good stock in here, so good pickup again. If you look in here, there is a resistance like this. So this is something which we need to worry about, and there is also zonal support, right? Because charts do get updated all the time, and we'll have to take this entire zone particularly. So it has not yet given a breakdown, but obviously, if you just look at the overall weekly time frames patterns in this manner, it might come and take your support. This is a confluence support, is what I'm trying to make you understand. So, confluence support could be a good place for you to invest. Remember, again, I'm again and again focusing that please understand the overall market sentiment, which is very much important, because even if you make price action patterns, right? Let's assume that this was a great price action pattern in here with a good support and resistance. Why did it fail? Like, you could have probably, you have seen that this is a very good support which is happening. Most people would have gone long in here, but entire stop loss gets hit. And again, this comes back into your picture because of the sole reason that the market is bullish. So that might be a big trouble for you. Make sure you do understand what is the market sentiment, as and again, over and over again. I'm making you understand that analyzing Nifty is a very much of a big deal, right? Any other stock or anything which you want to know about price action or fundamental analysis or stuff like that, anything, just let me know down in the comments below. I would be happy to help out. Adani Wilmar, sure. Adani Wilmar. Correct. Okay, this is one of those stocks, right, which got listed in IPO. So let's just see what is happening in Adani Wilmar. I would actually not be very comfortable trading in this stock because you can easily see that the volumes are still not there. It could be like a big gap up or gap down. So better not, better not take a huge risk on that manner is what I'm saying. So if you still are trying to trade on a daily basis, yep, it is at a good support, near about a good support. You'll have to keep a stop loss below this swing, which is 5%, and 13% is your target. Planning to dilute its stake, and well, I did not hear that news, Prakash, so that is something which I'll have to check and accordingly deal with it. For the time being, there are a lot of news and coming up with Adani, so I would just recommend you that other than the very good stocks of Adani, like ports, Adani ports, and stuff like that, do not get into them, is what I'm saying, right? Even for trading, this stock is not something I would recommend. A huge candle with great volume is considered as a breakout, then why did it fail in Jacob around 1 month ago? Okay, let's just analyze what is happening. First of all, I don't use indicators. Like Master, if you go ahead, I tried a lot of indicators in here, but nothing seems to work. So you're talking about which candle, Mastery, like last month, it failed in Jacob around 1 month ago now. Okay, this one you're meaning, like on a monthly time frame. Um, okay, let's just break down this analysis over a long period of time. First of all, okay, this is a very downtrending stock. Like, okay, this got a huge spike and came down again. First of all, if you look at it, the pattern is not so strong. Just look at this one, a good resistance in here, right? So this is one part. Then after that, you can just look in here as a support. And if you go and shift down further to one of weekly time frame basis, how is the analysis done there? You can look in here that on a weekly time frame, it's the same. Weekly and monthly time frame connections are the same, like the same pattern which is forming up. So I don't think so, like, volumes. So volumes could be manipulated in a very easily, in a very easy manner. Like someday a buyer can come in and put in a lot of money there, and just the other day they can just dilute it. So that is another thing to play off with. So be careful when you're using indicators. Do not be relied upon that, right? Some people do use volume and some other indicators. They have their own setup. So make sure you have your own mastery in your setup. Please back test it as much as you can. So this is the weekly time frame. I would say it'll be better for us to get into the stock only after this particular level is taken out, which is again and again taking as a very good rejection in here. And after that, you can go ahead taken up till this particular place, which seems like a good target. In here, if you can just see a good target up till 26%, stop loss is close to around 10%. If you are going to analyze in weekly time frame, you will have to keep such stop losses. So if you're not ready to see such big moves, I mean 10 to 20 percentage, if you're not very well comfortable, I would just suggest that make a separate account of your trading where you're doing positional, or probably like investing for a very small period of time. Like I've done it with a very small amount, not more than 2 lakhs, and there where I just put in the amount and forget about it. which helps me quite a bit. Like, you don't have to look at it every single day. You have already placed in your alerts on a weekly time frame. You can easily make some good returns, and obviously your position sizing should be enough in such a manner that even if your stop loss gets hit, you will not be bothered much. So position sizing and risk to reward is the key in here. Make sure you follow that. On a daily time frame, let's just check that as well. Daily time frame, it has already given its breakout. Like, if you find these bigger patterns inside, I mean smaller patterns inside these bigger patterns, is something that which you can trade, right? Like, what I mean, yeah, this is a very good concept which I want to clear out, right? Generally what you see is that a big pattern is like this on weekly time frame, right? And after that, if you shift down to, let's assume that okay, let's go down from 1 month. 1 month, you will find out that okay, this is a good pattern in here which is forming up, and if you just connect the bodies, it probably would have given a breakout, is what you feel. But again, check out the zones, right? So zones, it has not given a breakout. You will have to adjust your patterns accordingly. Then after that, what you can do is shift down to a smaller time frame, which is 1 week from 1 month. And similarly, you'll find the same pattern in here. Just adjust those trend lines in here and everything. And after you do, you will find out that yes, it has not given a breakout in the weekly time frame. And after that, what you can do is you will find these smaller patterns inside a bigger pattern. Like, let's assume that this is a good pattern in here. Sorry, not this one. This is a good pattern in here. Multiple resistance, right, in the weekly time frame, because you can see that in a bigger pattern it took a resistance, and then there is a pattern like this and it gave a breakdown in here, right? Similarly, if you want to go long, you will find resistances and supports. Make sure you get at least 3 resistance and support for your better understanding. So we'll just take it as in this and this, right? Again, look at this particular example, which will be very helpful for you to understand that why breakouts fail. You will have to check out that after this breakout, right, where is the market sentiment at? Definitely at this particular time, markets would have not supported, right? Let's assume that there is also a zonal support in here wherein I take my stop losses, and also there is a next resistance at this particular place. So we might not say particularly that this has not given our targets. Yes, it has broken out on the higher side and gave out almost our targets up till 14%, but it was not a good risk to reward ratio, because from here the stop loss turns out to be 20%. So make sure, even if you're having a setup wherein it is breaking out, that you definitely get a particular place wherein it is breaking out and having enough space for you to give profits and small losses in here. But in here, in this scenario, it doesn't work that way. And also you will find a smaller pattern. Like in this way, I can clearly see, and if I shift into 1 day time frame, this particular pattern has failed, taken its resistance. Like you can find in a 1 day time frame, this is a kind of resistance pattern which it has formed up. So probably you could have analyzed all of these different time frames, or it takes only a barely few minutes for you to understand all of them, right? So if I take it, so if I take you on the monthly time frame, what all we have done? Monthly time frame, we have analyzed this particular chart. Then we shift down to weekly time frame, understanding that okay, fine, this is a good breakout, but you'll have to also check out that what is your core time frame which you can hold up the stock up till. So then we shift down to 1 day time frame, and shifting down to 1 day time frame, you will realize that fine, there is a pattern which is working pretty much along with all these time frames. Like we checked out this resistance in 1 week, then it gave a breakout in here at this particular place, right? On this particular day, you should have gone long. On this particular day, you could have probably put a stop loss below this swing, which is 11%, and then you can take up your targets up till 24%. So I hope it is clear that how do you basically understand multiple time frame analysis and take in your stocks, right? This is a very good way of doing your swing trading. I use this a lot for myself as well, which could be very helpful for you. And you can just hold the stock as long as Nifty is quite bullish. So that is one thing which you need to understand. Market sentiment is bullish. Even the dumbest, I mean the most like unexpected stock can give you absolute great returns. So that is something which you need to understand. So I hope it is clear, Mastery, which you're asking me about, Jacob. I do not use indicators. I will suggest you the same thing. If you are interested in doing trading based upon solely price action, it is more than enough for you. So that is it. Any other stock which you guys want me to analyze, and any other thing which you want me to clear it out for you, please let me know down in the comment section. I mean in the chat box, which I will be definitely sharing that out. What is my experience and everything. Anyone else got something to say or ask? Okay, bets for Monday. Okay, got it. If anyone is an intraday player, let's just check it out. Bank Nifty, I started analyzing. I quite don't play that very well. I mean, on and off it goes. So let's just check out the intraday levels for it, right? Uh, Bank Nifty in here, I would say, let me just add in the session break so that every single session break we are getting it. So these might be the intraday levels, is what I feel. I trade solely based upon, zones if it comes to intraday, like for 5 minutes, and a big pattern, of course, which I do. So am I finding any sorts of pattern in Bank Nifty on 5 minutes? Yeah, this could be a bigger pattern which we can look at, right? And then if we want to look in the smaller time, I mean, in a much more zoomed manner, this could be a good place for you to short, right? Now, why am I saying short? Let me just make these patterns and zones for you. And yeah, this could be it. Now obviously these zones, the gaps are very small, right? This is what scalping is all about. You don't have to take, you cannot expect those big profits. So if I want to trade Bank Nifty on Monday, it will probably be like, I'll be taking not more than 100 points in here, then again in here 100 points. So keeping a stop loss of not more than 50 points, like 1:2, what is all I feel. So this could be a good place for you to analyze Bank Nifty. Like, I'm not saying that just go ahead and buy puts in here or calls in here whenever it is taking a support. Make sure you understand what kind of a candle it is forming up. Like if I show you in here, we see that this candle is quite taking a rejection from the bottom side, right? And after that, again, a small red candle has happened. Take a small confirmation, either a pin bar candle or an engulfing green candle from the previous one. That is more than enough for you to go long. Then keep a small short, stop loss up till here and take in your targets up till here. Just straight away exit if you have received 1:2. Do not try to trail it, in a longer time. I mean, in a scalping mode if you're going into it, because scalpers enter very quickly and exit very quickly. This is a 5 minute chart. Generally, people analyze even 1 minute chart as well, but I do not. So far, I feel if you're trying to scalp for bets on Monday or anywhere, 5 minutes, 15 minutes will be more than enough for you, right? That will be more than it. RVNL. Okay, sure. This is some stock which I've taken before. I would love to share it out, right? I guess this was given. This is one of my investment stock. What is the reason? Is I'll just clear it out. Firstly, just look at the daily time frame patterns, right? Daily time frame patterns, clear cut rejections happening, and after that, what has happened? It gave a breakout, took a resistance again near the same level. Near support near the same level, and then finally it is taking resistance in here. But this is a fundamental stock, right? If I just go ahead and show you in my another, just give me a moment, I'll just show you a new the fundamentals of this particular stock so that you will be pretty much clear with it, right? So let's just get into the fundamentals of this particular stock. Where is it? Yeah, so this is the fundamentals of this particular stock, right? If you look at it, RVNL's particular stock, what is happening, like yearly, on an yearly basis, just look at it, like the revenue is growing in a significant manner, right? These are the very simple graphs which you can understand why am I supporting this stock. From 7,000 to 20,000 crores in the last 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. We have seen a very good significant jump in here. Profit again, the same manner, it is going 570 to 180, 1183 crores, which is a significant jump as well, close to around 100 percentage rate, growth on the business. Net worth as well, it is going pretty great, right? Let's understand the more details in here, like what is the overall numbers. Seeing at the overall quarterly, it has performed quite well, right? 3,000 to 6,000 crores. In June quarter, probably, yeah, they have dipped a little bit in here, but that is something which you cannot judge on this basis. For a fundamental analysis, I would suggest that make sure you at least give the time. If you're investing in a stock, at least give them 3 quarters. 3 quarters is something they need for a fundamental stock. And if they are straight away down performing for continuous 3 quarters, like if there is no such big scenario like COVID has happened or something else has happened, if the scenario is very normal in the country and still straight 3 quarters they have performed on a drastical, downside manner, then please exit your stock. That would be better for you, right? That, like, for a short term investing is what I feel. So revenue is quite going good. Expenses is something which they need to control. Fine, the expenses, I have to check it, like, what kind of a core, what is their core domain for wherein they operate their businesses. So far, if you just look at an overall percentage manner, it is not so great, but yeah, they can improve, is what I feel. Balance sheet on the assets of yearly. revenue is significant. Oh, sorry, okay, this is income statement, right? So revenue, if you just look at yearly, these are absolutely good numbers. So this is something which I look forward to in the early numbers. That's the reason why I'm investing, not trading in this stock. Net profit is also quite good in the in the early terms. Yearly, you can see the assets have also gone up, and debt to equity ratio, they have significantly increased so far. Like one is fine, but after that, if debt to equity ratio goes up till 2 or something, then it is something for you to be careful about, right? So that is all about investing into the stock. If we just go ahead and analyze what does RBNL do, like let's just understand what is their overall perspective. um okay, got it. It's a PSU stock, right? So you'll have to just check it out. They are basically maintaining all of those tracks for, and also the power supply for everything. So I believe infrastructure is a kind of a cyclical stock. I'll take an example in here. Why? Because there's one stock which I made some really good amounts in, uh, in this particular stock. I'll just show you why. Again, one of the infrastructure stock which is Larsen and Toubro. If you just look at it, right, in these cycles, like you will find the stock not performing for a very long period of time, and then suddenly they will perform. Obviously, price action will definitely help out, but after that, I don't think so. Though like usually what happens is cyclical stocks sometimes at a particular period of year, all those infrastructure stocks will start going up. You'll have to look at the macros in there, what is happening for the real estate sector in India. Try to read a few articles on a monthly basis. A few articles is more than enough. Then you might get it like, okay, this could be a big boom for real estate sector. Like one of the stocks, which is Godrej Properties, I believe I read one of the articles, like all of their properties got sold pretty quickly, and the stock just boomed up so crazily that it gave a huge return. So that is one thing you need to remember. Like please do read such articles. It would be of a big help. How to find false breakouts regardless of market sentiment? Is it possible? See, I believe that you can reduce, right? You can reduce your failure up till a great extent. Let's assume that there is a particular pattern like this, right? There's a particular channel pattern like this, and you are finding that this stock has given a breakout at this particular level, right? Let's assume that. So how do you basically understand that this stock is a fake, fake breakout or not? Just go ahead and understand what is the market sentiment. That is the first step. I would suggest that you don't even analyze your stock until and unless there is no support in that particular market sentiment. If you're trading Nifty, or just go ahead and analyze SGX Nifty for me. If SGX Nifty has given a breakout or at support, right, then you go ahead and analyze a stock which is having this kind of a pattern. And then I don't think so that your chances of failure will be very high. Your chances of failure will be very less in there. At least you will get some profits on the higher side. Like there is one example I'll show you in Nifty what has happened previously. If you look at this particular price, right, in SGX, you will find out that after a big downtrend, right, when it was at the support, the zone would have been at this particular manner at first place, right? It took a support. I mean, you can straight away go ahead and take in your bets in here up till and ride up till this resistance. That could be a good profit for you. So first analyze that if the market sentiment is at support, then go ahead and analyze the stocks which you need at support or not. And one more thing I'm telling you is that try to trade these support and resistance more rather than breakouts and breakdowns. That will be of a much more big help to you. So this is a very good deal for your sense that, after analyzing, okay, let's assume Nifty is at support, just go ahead and try to invest 70% of your amount in stocks of support and resistance. I mean, if you're taking shorts, resistance; if you're buying, support. And similarly, you can just go ahead and exit at the resistance. Do not and take in 30% of your stocks as in breakouts. Because since last 2 years, what I'm finding is that stop losses are being hunted like crazily on the breakouts or the breakdown. So that is one thing which I want you to understand. Trade support and resistance more than breakouts or breakdowns. And if you follow this procedure, that if SGX Nifty is at support or giving a breakout, then you go ahead and analyze those stocks and then buy them at support or resistance. This is something which this is very common for you people to understand, but people don't follow them. Then what happens is that you will get a boost from the market sentiment that yes, it is positive, people will be buying stocks, the market sentiment is positive, and again you can just go ahead and buy stocks at the particular place, right? So that is the number one rule. After you analyze all of those things and follow this procedure, your failure of breakouts or supports will drastically fall down, very very drastically. To be honest, what I do is I don't even keep a target in my stocks. What I do is I just ride my stocks until and unless Nifty doesn't reach to its resistance. That is what I do. So you might get a lot of more returns compared to it. Just stay in your stocks. Otherwise, if you are very new to swing trading, you can probably hold this stock until and unless you're not satisfied with this profits. Book some profits, have some cushion, and then after that you can probably trail it, right? That is one thing I would suggest you, because nothing in the market is very certain or that we will have 100% accuracy. So try to bring down your failures rates to the minimum, to the most minimum part. So this is something which you can easily follow and make your success ratio really high. The next question is, how much capital you started your trading? I started merely with around close to 5,000, but my first stock, I remember it was a penny stock again. Trust me, it was just any other average trader who started with no knowledge. Actually, what happened was I initially was very much interested into charts. I used to trade using mutual funds. Now you might be asking me that mutual funds, like how are you basically trading? It is not much big of a deal. I just used to use weekly time frame analysis, used to invest in these weekly supports and exit at the weekly resistance. That is what my play was before. So that is something which I started doing it, right? And after that I got into stocks, a lot of knowledge and everything, and then finally I got comfortable with trading. So that is a small gist of my journey. We'll probably talk about it more later on in the live sessions when we have it, right? The next question, show me the set of a price action for intraday. Which time frame will we plot the range, and which time frame should we check for trade? Okay, see, before you decide any time frame for yourself or how do you want to trade, right? First, understand what is your lifestyle. This is something which people will not usually tell you, right? First, understand what is your lifestyle. Like, does your lifestyle allow you to sit in front of the screen or not? That is the first point, right? So lifestyle, I'll just put it as an LF. Lifestyle is something which you need to understand. If you're a student who's studying from 9 to 3, then you probably will not be able to do intraday trading. Or even if you're an office person, then I would tell you to not do intraday trading, because there are people who are earning crazy amounts even in swing trading. You just have to understand your position sizing and your analysis accordingly, right? Just because you are seeing those profits in intraday doesn't mean that intraday traders are the only player who are making money. Myself, I'm example. I use swing trading most of the time. I tried doing intraday. It is too much of a hectic. Even though I was in a profit, I didn't want to do it anymore, right? So first of all, understand what is your lifestyle, right? And then accordingly you choose your time frame. Like after that, probably you will be saying that, okay, if my lifestyle supports me to trade on, let's assume that I can look at my stocks 3 to 4 times a day, right? Because like an office person or a student, you can look at it. I would suggest you to go into 1 day time frame, so that you can look at your phone like probably 3 to 4 times a day, and then you can do it, right? Then what you can probably understand that, okay, if my patience level is up till 1 day time frame, then you use that, right? Because most probably what I basically do is, according to my own style, what I do is, after analyzing SGX Nifty, I only trade most of the time 1 day time frame, because my objective per week is only 1.5% a week, because that gives me around close to 4 to 4.5 percentage on an entire month basis. So that is something which you need to understand, right? That is the first step. So understand your lifestyle and then choose your time frame. And after that, second, what is your setup? Like in trading, right? This is a very major example for you to understand a very important topic, because this is something which people usually ignore, right? So let's assume that there is a big playground in the school, right? You obviously might have seen in this big playground, there is a certain group of people who are playing basketball in here. There are certain people who are playing football in here, certain people who are playing badminton and some other sports in here, right? But this is being done in this particularly big field. The only difference is the rules of this game is different for every single game. But what is the end goal for people? To have fun. The same thing, what I say is that trading is this big field. All of those people who are coming into trading who are profitable, they have their own set of rules for them to follow, and their end goal is to make money. So do not consider that price action is the only strategy. There are many different strategies which you can use. I mean, not strategy, the way of analyzing and taking trades. All you have to do is define, like if you're getting into this field, define a set of rules for you, right? Define a set of strategy, like what strategy are you going to follow? Then understand that what is your patience level. And then finally you apply all of these risk to reward ratios, quantity and everything. For me, what is it? The rules are very simple for me. I analyze Nifty, SGX Nifty, and then only enter if it is at support, right? And after that, all of those other things automatically fall into place. This is the two different points which you have to be very careful around. So make sure you understand that setup before entering that setup. Have enough back testing. Like as I told you, that if I enter, my rules are very well defined, that only when markets are at good support sentiment I will enter. What is my setup then? I will use my price action setup to trade. What is that? Basically price action pattern, either a channel or a triangle pattern, and then zonal levels is what I use. And after that, you can just easily go ahead and understand what is your lifestyle. Accordingly, you take in your time frames and risk to reward ratios, and you trade along with it. That is going to help you more than enough. This is literally the thing which people are forgetting to tell you. Like all those big courses you play off with, they are going to just tell you that this is the only thing which works, this is the only thing which works. No, there are a lot of traders who use different setups and are profitable according to their own. You just have to be comfortable with your own setups, and this setup finding is not easy. What might work for you is not going to work for you. Work for me is not going to work for you, and what might work for you is not going to work for me. So this is very clearly understood only if you do it on a trial and error basis. There's one more important thing which I want you to understand is, just because of that, it doesn't mean that you will go ahead and just blindly follow everything. Learn how the pro traders are trading. After that, you take in those main points. Like I have traded intraday, swing trading, positional, and every sorts of trading styles. After all of those things, right, I've come to a conclusion with my own setup that okay, these are the things which I can follow and accordingly trade. So make sure you try all of those things, and automatically the experiences would be giving you in such a manner that you will be able to trade in a very good manner. Like you will automatically form a setup in the back of your head, because you're experiencing, you will see the same patterns, you will find out something which is making you interested in it, and you will be trading it. So that is something which you have to do it on a trial and error basis. I hope that is clear with your question. I mean, Samyak Bhagwat, that is, yeah, if you're full, okay, if you can trade all the market hours, then make sure you also understand that even though I am also free for the entire market session, but I do not trade intraday because of the sole reason that the stress is too much. But it might not be for you according to your own setup. So please do try and have this trial and error system, and then go according to your own setups and trade along with it, right? I hope that is clear for you and this solves your question. Next question is okay, how to trade successfully in futures. Personally, I feel like futures are cup of my tea as compared to options, having a lot of trouble. And what's your opinion? Yeah, sure. See, first of all, futures trading is just like any directional trading. You have to find it either to go on the higher side or to the downside. Now, what happens is, if you are going to trade futures on Nifty or anywhere else, again, my setup is SGX Nifty. If you have some other setup, you can trade along with it. What I would say is that there is one suggestion I would tell you. If you're doing swing, like Ishwar, can you just tell me that what do you want to do, like swing or intraday? I would want to clear it out. I can tell you about swing, so that is something which I would have my mastery at. So I would just say that if you're going to trade for futures in here, find out a pattern. Okay, swing, good. So you're basically like me, no issues. I'll let you know in a good manner in here. Just buy any other setups, right, on a daily time frame. If you think that you can handle the loss, right, if you think, first of all, that's the reason, the main point. If you can handle the loss, let's assume that Nifty is at support in here and you exactly took the bottom, right? You exactly bought the bottom. Let's assume that you are trading on this basic zone, right? Let's assume that you exactly took the bottom at this particular place, right? This from the reversal. You are already into some good profits, right? What you can do is, by the end of the day, hedge that future. Now, if you're going long in future, right? If you're going long in future, how will you hedge it? It is going to cost you somewhere close to around 1.5 lakhs, right? But how do you hedge it at the end of the day? Why am I saying at the end of the day? Because you are hedging with a PE option. If you're going long in futures, go and buy put option, right? Do not sell them. Buy put option. That will drastically reduce your 1.5 lakhs margin to close to around only 40,000, which will be required. And do this only at the end of the day. Like buy this put PE, which I've told you, only at the end of the day. Because if you would have bought your put in here and also your future, obviously futures would have given you double the profits, but put would have taken your 50% of your profits out, right? So this is one of the way you can use your futures trading in swing. And just in case, right, just in case, let's assume that what happens is you exactly predicted the bottom of the market, and market went up till here, and some due to some or the other reason markets opened a gap down, right? But also remember, you will still not be into a big loss. Why? Because of the sole reason that you bought the put option at the end of the day, understanding that overnight risk can happen anytime, like it could be anything, right? So you bought the put option at the end, high of the day, and Nifty would maximum open a gap down of 300 points, like at the worst scenario. Generally it doesn't happen that much. It can open probably like 150 to 100 points below on so manner. So even if future goes down and is giving you a minor loss, this put option will be giving you a good profit, a very good profit. So still you will not be into a loss. So this is the way I trade futures and swing. I only buy put option at the end of the day, because in the day I can manage my stop losses and my targets, right? Because at the end of the day, like you just have to manage the overnight risk and just get out in the early morning if you want to get out. After that, you can just trail in your stop losses. Like if you have predicted the bottom from here, I mean the breakout in here, you have gotten a good profit, you want to carry forward it for the next day, buy a put option. The next day opens again flat, no issues, just exit the put option. They'll probably give you a very minute loss, just consider it as an expense. And then what you can do is probably after that just keep on trailing it for the entire day. That could be a really good idea for you to trade in futures. And along with it, yeah, that would be a really proper manner for you to trade futures. Like risk is being very well managed. You are also looking at the downsides, you can continue to trail, and you can also do a lot of more other things. What should be the size of the put compared to futures? Yeah, 1:1 should be the size, because it all again depends. If you want to, if you think that if you think that market is at a particular place wherein there is a candle which is forming up, like consolidating a lot, right? Very small candles, and you feel that any side break can give you a very big downside, then what you can do is probably shift in your put options to 2, like 1:2 put, like one future is there, 2 puts are there, right? Just in case if you find that way. But I generally, what I do is I don't trail it so much. I just take in these small swings in here, which is giving me enough profits up till here, right? So that is one part for me. Actually, this is something which I did it right away, yes, on Friday, not with futures, but with option selling. I previously had a hedge with a put option, a call option. I sold a call option and I bought a FAR OTM call option. And after that, I understood and overall analyzed it. You will find out that if just in case market opens very big gap up, it actually protected me a lot, right? So again, I made the put a call option to 2 ratio, but still I will be into a profit if market stays below 17,800. So it all depends upon your payoff chart. Just analyze your payoff chart there. It'll be a good example for you. Make sure you're taking the worst scenario always, that the market could open 250 points gap down or 300 points gap down for Nifty, not more than 250 generally. So accordingly, you adjust your risk. If you are into profits, you don't have to take much into it because you're already sitting into good profits. Just go ahead and do this kind of adjustments only when you're into no profits or no losses, and you feel that on a minor loss, you can adjust it accordingly. So that will be it for me in futures trading. Is it clear, Ishwar? So anything else you guys want to ask? Anything else, guys? Okay, so see, the thing is, yeah, sure, Samyak, you can just type in your questions. Feel free to type in all the questions you need. Please do type it out. I have no issue solving them. Options versus futures, Ishwar, I feel that options selling is quite more better, because even though if I'm going wrong, I might not face losses on that particular big manner. Like as I told you, I shorted calls when it was at this particular place. The next day it went on the higher side, but still there was some theta decay which I got, so for that reason I was still comfortable selling options. You can use the same amount of capital, but obviously the returns are less, but still it could be enough for you to satisfy. So try selling options with a particular hedge. Like if you're shorting calls at the money, is what I do. I short at the money calls and I hedge it with FAR OTM, like in Nifty, not more than 300 to 400 points or 500 points. Understanding the LTP, like what I generally do is at the current week I short calls worth around close to 150 to 200 points, and after that I buy call options of our OTM not more than 30 rupees. So this is my target, right? 120 rupees is my target. So if you look at it, the capital used will be around close to 30,000 to 40,000. But if I take at least even 100 points, which will give giving me 5,000 rupees profit. So 30,000 capital, 5,000 rupees profit, it is close to around how much? You can just calculate around 12 to 13%. Sorry, around 18 percentage to 16 percentage profit. So play with that mind, right? That is all I'm saying. Should we check the futures chart or spot chart for tracking the options? Options are tracked basically on intraday basis on spot chart, not the futures chart. SGX Nifty is quite late is what I'm saying. SGX Nifty is delayed by 15 minutes. That's the sole reason why I use it on a daily time frame, right? Not on an intraday level. Sharing your knowledge with full of zeal. You're welcome, guys. Anything else you guys want me to analyze and see it out for you? Anything? Just let me know. Because as much as official options which are on OTM, then returns are like. See, that is true. What I'm saying is that if you are trading futures, the higher the profit, the higher the risk, right? The lower the risk, the lower the profits. What I am actually focusing on is that I just need 4 to 5 percentage per month. Do I get that? In in option selling, yes, I am getting it. It all depends upon your particular play, how you're doing it, and I'm also getting that in stocks. So I'm saying that do not be greedy. Please focus on your returns on such a manner that your, first of all, capital preservation should be your idea. You should not be losing the capital. That is one thing which I want to clear it out. Do not go for 100 percentage returns, 15 percentage return. You need to understand 10 15 percentage return is an annual return of those biggest companies in the world, like big C, owners of those companies. They make a 10 to 15 returns percentage per year basis. So if you think that small capital, yes, it can be done. There are exceptional talent as well, but do you lie in it? I will always take the world, worst scenario, that I do not lie in those extreme talented category. I am just happy with 4 to 5 percentage return per month, and I know that over and over, after a long period of time, eventually it will give me a big profit, right? You just have to accumulate them. That is the mentality I pursue, and I would suggest the same thing for all of you. Hindalco and SBN Live breakdown may happen. Let's just go ahead and analyze Hindalco and the particular stock which you were talking about. Just a second. Hindalco. Yeah. On the daily time frame, I do not find the stock that good, but yeah, you can find out that there is some kind of a distribution happening in this zone, right? And here, if you look at it, actually this zone has not yet given a breakout. If you just match it out, right? Yeah, this is some kind of a thing, but I would suggest that rather this is also not that valid, because there are only a few points for you to look at. I would just suggest that go ahead and analyze this particular zone, and there is no good pattern in here, which is what I feel. So better stay away from the stock. Yeah, I don't find any sorts of pattern. 1 week, let's just check out that as well. Again, no particular pattern for Hindalco, so not a good stock. SBIN Life. Okay, so if you look in here, SBI 1 week time frame, definitely I guess it has given a breakout, I feel. Yeah, it has quite given a breakout. We'll have to check out how it goes on the next week in here. And this is the support. It is a clear cut breakout, a very small, I mean, not. I would like to wait for another candle in here. Like if the close would have been very strong, like no wick at all at the end, that could have been a very bullish sign. This is also a bullish sign as well. Not saying that it is not, but if we analyze in the daily time frame, also check out, like this is one more important patterns that you need to understand. After checking out bigger pattern, also analyze that what is the recent pattern. If I show you the most recent pattern in here, you will find out that the stock is at resistance. Do you see this? So that's the reason why I'm telling you, please analyze multiple time frames when you start doing stocks. So this could be a very good clear much cut indicator that that's the reason why it is taking a resistance from this particular place. So anything else? Okay, McDowell. Let's go ahead and check out McDowell. McDowell Holdings, right? That's the stock you're talking about. No. Towel. MC Towel. Okay, you're talking about United Spirits, right? Fine, let's check out this United Spirit. Okay, I have traded the stock before, but not now. Fine. This is the sort of resistance is what I'm seeing, and yeah, these are the most recent patterns which I feel we should be looking at, and yep, these are the most recent patterns in here which I feel that you could just look at it. So this is it, is what I feel for McDowell's analysis. Do not get into it until and unless this is not giving a breakout. So this is something which I will prefer for you to look at. Anything else, guys, you want me to analyze? You think to hold amidst the confusion in the market? See, if any scenario is going on, right, any basic panic scenario is going on, markets are crashing, and you feel that you're not comfortable with that particular company, just go ahead and invest in FMCG stocks. That will be a lot better, right? Guys, just give me a moment. I'll just get my charger because my battery is a little low. Just give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so I said about, okay, if you mark a trend for Monday, how will you do now in 15 minutes time frame? Can you give me an example, Samyak, for me to just tell you, like, any script which you want to give me to understand, okay, what is the kind of stock which you want to give me? Give me a stock for in a 15 minutes time frame. Yeah, I'm audible right now. Sure. So 15-minute analysis, how am I going to basically do? Just type in the chat box if I'm audible or not. Am I audible, guys? It shows that my mic is working. Let me just check it out. Okay, got it. Fine, you're audible. Sure. So 15 minutes time frame, I would prefer again the big zones and patterns. So 15 minutes if you're doing, you don't require these session breaks. So just take it off and just analyze how it is going off, right? Pattern, this is how it is going on for Bank Nifty and the 15 minutes time frame. And I would see again some kind of this. This is actually a breakout in the 15 minutes time frame. So this is something which you need to understand, and it is right now at the support. So if we actually want to see a breakdown, right, this is a big major zone which we have to understand that after it gave a breakout, it went on the higher side. Manage and trade. Okay, fine, Ishwar, I'll clear that doubt. Let's just first analyze this in 15 minutes and then get along with it. So these are the major parts of 15 minutes time frame is what I feel, and you can trade accordingly on this manner if I want to do it right now, because zones are something which you cannot mess out, right? If you don't want to take such a big zone, you can probably take it up till here, where at least 3 reversals we are finding out, right? 3 reversals from the bottom and the top. So you can just find it out in this manner, and you can just look at the previous zones as well, and this could be our next target for in here. So you can easily write off these particular trends and analyze that, okay, we have taken these in previously, and you can trade. This could be a good short area for Bank Nifty. This particular level in 15 minutes time frame, if it breaks down, this channel is breaking down. First analyze that, okay, whether it is taking a support or not in here. And if it takes a support, then you can probably go long in here. Otherwise, if it gives a breakdown on the lower side, just short it and take your targets up till here, right? That is one part. Then again, if you want to short it, short below this, go down again in here. This all will come under after a lot of practice. So make sure that you analyze those charts, understand the price action patterns, and accordingly deal with it. And there's one more important part, that even if the market is giving a breakout or a breakdown, right, understand what at what time it is giving a breakout or breakdown. If you're choosing 15 minutes, it is basically on intraday level, right? So make sure you're not taking a breakout or breakdown or support or resistance at the end of the day, because tomorrow it can straight away open a gap up or gap down, and it will make you fail every single trade of yours. Markets need enough time for you to go through along with your trade. If you're trading a 15 minutes time frame, make sure you're not taking at the last hour, like last 15 to 30 minutes. Probably stop trading after 2:55 p.m. or 3 p.m. Stop trading that. Your last trade should be before 3 p.m. because you need enough time for the markets to either come down or go on the higher side. That is one part which you need to remember. So I hope you understood how I analyze in 15 minutes, Samyak. And similarly, understand to check out Nifty as well, because Nifty is something, the mother of it. Like Bank Nifty is the child, is what I'll say, right? If you can look at it, Bank Nifty was so bullish for the last few days. Bank Nifty is going up and up and up, but Nifty is trying to pull it down. Like even if Bank Nifty goes on the higher side, it is getting pulled down by Nifty itself. So that is something again which you need to look at it. What is the sentiment for Nifty, and accordingly deal with it, right? In the money options, how to manage and trade. I would suggest do not do in the money or out of the money. Try doing it with at the money. Best risk to reward ratios you will understand, and if you start doing it, it will be pretty good. Like you will, how do I say it? If you're trying to buy, I would not recommend in the money. Not much good returns. At the money and out of the money is something which you can try doing it, but out of the money is going to just give you a lot of risk. I mean, too much to handle. So that is something which we need to remember. Please try to do only at the money. It will be a lot easier for you. Again, it depends upon on your own perspective. I've never done in the money, so I can't comment much on it, Ishwar. So I will suggest you to do at the money. At the money is probably really good if you particularly catch a trend. You don't have to be right all the time. You just have to be right at least 50% to at least even 40%. And if your risk to reward is at least 1:3, you will be absolutely great at it. You will be absolutely making good money out of it. So make sure you do that, and keep in your risk to reward ratios very well. Selling in the money, I understood what you're saying, but again, I cannot comment much on in the money when I have not traded it. Like if you're going far too much in the money, then I've never traded it. I've only traded at the money options, because that will give me a good effect of all the Greek values. Adani Ports. Let's just check it. Adani Ports. Okay, on a weekly time frame, where it is, let's just analyze different multiple time frame analysis. On a monthly time frame, we connect all the bodies. Okay, the month has still started, right? Sorry, on a weekly time frame, it has definitely given a breakout, but not such a big breakout in here. If you just look at it, I mean, I do not like these wicks. If you are having a weekly breakout, right, because this wick can be a certain place for you to reverse as well. So this is something which you need to be worried about. And also please make sure your Nifty's analysis is done properly, because of the sole reason that I always will keep on saying, because market sentiment for is the ultimate. If market sentiment is on the higher side, then yes. So I've already told you that SGX Nifty is at resistance and the candles are very small. I just showed you that the SGX Nifty's candles are very small in here. If you look at the overall analysis of it, and accordingly, I would just say that please do understand the market sentiment as the ultimate. For me, if you have any other setups, please do make sure that you follow them accordingly and deal with it. Because if market sentiment is not bullish, then I wouldn't say that, go ahead and buy it. So market sentiment here is what I'm talking about. SGX Nifty has it is at a very, resistance level. If you can just look at this trend line and also the zone in here, the candles are pretty small. I'll just remove all these drawings. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so if you can just look at it, SGX Nifty is at a very good resistance in here. Again and again, I will say this is just a situation wherein you have to predict a lot of things. Just saying that SGX Nifty is at a resistance right now, and similarly Dow futures is also at a resistance. As I said in this beginning of the session, that look at it, both the indexes are near the zonal resistance in here. So if Dow reverses from this particular point, even SGX can reverse then, it will not be a good point for you to take it. What I'm saying is that please understand your risk to reward ratio. Yes, SGX Nifty can break out, but what if it doesn't breaks out? Where is your risk to reward ratio? Your risk would be at this below this particular zone. So does it match from here to here? And your risk to reward, I mean, from at this particular place, this will make it 1:1. But the risk is too much of a big level. Like if you just find it out, the risk in Nifty or SGX Nifty should not be more than 0.5 percentage. Like whenever you're trading. But in here, if you look at it from here to here is close to around 3 percentage. You wouldn't want that, right? So if Nifty falls by 3 percentage, many stocks will start falling like crazy down, like 10 percentage, 15 percentage, and so on. So that's something which I would recommend you not to go into long on stocks right now. Go in long at stocks only when Nifty is at support. Better risk to reward ratio is what you need to feel like, have it. Not the amount of money which you want to make, but the amount of money you're ready to lose. Focus on that. Automatically money will come in then, right? I hope it is clear now that why market sentiments are very much needed. I'll tell you one more example for myself. In here, I traded this support. Okay, sorry. Am I audible right now very clearly? Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I'll give you a personal example. I just traded the US markets. I do not trade it with a very huge capital, right? I just started recently trading in the US markets. I took it at this very particular support. And this particular support, I took it and I'll show you the screenshot of it. Just give me a moment. I recently posted into one of the channels in here so that you can actually look at it. So here is it. Just a second. Swing trading, you can just look at all these stocks. I'll just show you all those analysis what I did, right? I found that this is at the support. This is the time. Particularly, you can just look at it. September 7th is when I went all long. This is my order book for it. I went long in Google, Tesla, JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Airbnb, right? So these were my analysis there. And accordingly, it went very well in my favor. I'll also show you the analysis in there. I've entered in 7th September. I've exited all of my stocks, obviously. I'll show you the analysis, what has happened so far with those stocks. So these were my stocks. Let it just load. Guess it's taking quite a bit of time. Yeah. So if I show you this analysis, right? Why did I take it? On a daily time frame, you can easily see that. Yeah. Airbnb, right? This is the particular zone which I took it in. This is the particular stock. I took it in here on 7th September at this particular place. I found that the market is at support. Just go ahead and buy. It gave me a good profits. The next stock which I took in was Bank of America. So if you just look at Bank of America, let it load. Come on, why is it taking so long? Just give me a moment, guys. I guess some issue is going on. Bank of America. I guess there is a lot of load in my internet. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and analyze Bank of America. And I'll show you why did I take Bank of America. Yeah, you can find it out that this zone extended in here. This is why I bought it. 7th September. You can exactly predict it out, right? You can exactly see that from 7th September when I entered. Let's just look at it. The Discord channel where I shared and right. Just give me a second. Let's see the dates and compare it. Why do I always say that analyze the market sentiments? Why it is the ultimate thing for you to understand? It is because of the sole reason that if you go ahead and check it out on 7th September, exactly at support, which was Dow Jones at support in here, exactly from that level, you can understand that Bank of America has reversed from 7th September. You can look at the date in here. Similarly, Airbnb also has reversed from 7th September in here. JP Morgan as well. Just look at this beautifully. Like 7th September, I guess the charts are not saved. So my bad. This was the particular analysis which I did. This one. So looking at this, you don't even require any much of this big complicated analysis or indicators. No, you don't need that. A very simple analysis. If market is supporting you, more than enough for you to make money. So 7th September, you can easily look at it on a big side. I just entered at the day's beginning itself because of the sole reason that yes, I was finding it really good for me to enter, right? So the JP Morgan is one of the stock. Google, again, if you look at it, this was my simple analysis done in here. I got a good return in here 7th September since it started going on the higher side. Tesla absolutely outperformed it. I did not expect it this much, but if you look at it, this was the overall reversal pattern for me. So I entered in here on 7th September. got a good profit up till here, right? I've made close to around 6.5 percentage of an overall returns on the capital deployed. It was close to around $100 or something. I know it is not a big amount. I recently started trading in it. I'll show you the screenshot as well. Just give me a moment. Of it, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it is in here. So you can find it out from this particular manner. Yeah, here's it. I invested $2,000, close to around, this is like prior to my exit. I did not exit at then. I made close to around $110 or something, 6.5% or something, and I exited all of them, right? So this is what I use to do my analysis on. How much you trade, how you trading in your, okay, it is through Grow. Like I use Grow for myself to trade into the American stocks. That is my broker for trading in the US markets. So I guess everything is clear. Anything else you guys want to ask me? It's been a nice session. I love how you people interacted with me. So anything else, guys, you want to ask me, please feel free to clear it out. Tomorrow we've got Sunday. I'm very well there to clear out every little shit which you want to clear. So yep, all open to you. Anything else in the chat box? Anything else you want me to analyze and do? Nothing more? No price action patterns or anything? All right then, I guess nobody has any doubts. If you don't have any doubts, just let me know down in the comments that there's no doubts for you people. Or if there is anything else you want to ask me, you can just ask me in the chat box. We'll continue this session obviously every few days, so that you want me to analyze these things on a weekly time frame or anything like if I'm getting into trades, you want me to come into live and share the analysis. If you want me to do so, please do subscribe to the channel and let me just turn on the notifications, because whenever I come live you will be noted in it. We also have our Instagram group and Telegram group. I guess the link is already provided in the description, so I will be posting my links there. The power connection, just give me a moment. Yeah, so yeah, let's just talk about trading and emotional. Yeah, am I audible right now, guys? Am I audible or not? Please type yes in the chat box if I'm audible. Not audible? Still not audible? It shows I'm audible. Am I not audible, guys? Please type yes so that I can continue. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Okay, sure. So yeah, let's get started with it. See, basically I started trading a few years ago. When I started doing it, I started with mutual funds, obviously. And after that, what has happened is that I was into a loss, because FNO is something people just come in and they show big PNLs, but that is not something which you need to focus on. I understood after a very long time that it is not about having big profits or anything. So small profits consistently is going to increase your amount like in a drastical manner, right? So this is the number one thing which you need to focus on. That is one thing I'll suggest you. Please focus on your risk to reward ratio and preservation of your capital. No matter what your age is, start trading. I guess it took me a really long time for me because of the sole reason that I did not have those resources in my time. Like I came from an island wherein internet was not so good. Like we recently had internet, like in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we recently had this internet of 4G 6 months ago to 7 months ago, right? So that is one thing which I faced. And there's in that particular island, the entire mindset was that only science people, like those who take science, doctor or engineer, they are going to be successful. That is something which I struggled with a lot. So I got into college and I started studying a lot. I started trading on the same manner. Like it's been around 3 to 4 years now. And along with that, I learned a lot, right? So I would suggest that if you have really the passion for trading, YouTube and Google has enough data for you to understand all the basics and everything, and it'll be helping you in a great extent. All you need is probably a mentor for you, and I might come in live in here for you to make you understand, okay, you can trade in this particular manner, I can clear your doubts for you, only your doubts for you, but the efforts you have to put in from your end, right? And that will be more than enough for you. I'm telling you on your face that you do not need anyone else. Then you don't need anyone to pay. All you just need is some efforts from your own end. Put in some hours of efforts, like at least 30 minutes a day is more than enough. If you are a price action trader, just analyze charts in here on a very good regular basis and you will make absolutely good returns. All you just need is a bit of confidence. You can have it if you trade it in the same community of traders who are like-minded. You will get the help from there, right? If you want to join in, you can join in us on Instagram and Telegram. The links are right in the description. You will have all the help there which you require, and you can clear your doubts as in these live sessions. You don't need anything else from me, right? That is all you require. And after that, if you stay consistent, first master equity class, like equities and swing trading and everything, then you can shift into intraday. Check out if intraday is for you or not. Even after so many years, I still don't do intraday. I've stopped doing it right now because that it is not suiting me at all. Swing is my only thing, is my only forte. So just because there's some other guy who's doing intraday doesn't mean that you're also going to do your intraday trading. Please understand that, right? That is one of the most important factor. I'm making good money. I tried doing intraday trading. I tried to do futures and options as well, which I actually failed at. I'm still not profitable in futures and options. Like I was profitable last month. I lost all of the profits this month because I was backtesting a lot of things. I'm still backtesting a lot of things, right? I'll be very open. But swing trading, the cash trading which I do, that is my number one forte. And I'm taking all of that question there. I make big money in swing trading, cash market, and I'm using very small quantity. Like even if you look at my these ask anyone in Instagram or Telegram channel, they will tell you that I take only 1 to 2 quantity. Why? Because of the sole reason that I'm not a master in FNO. It's been 2 years. I'm still figuring it out because I'm trying so many different things. I'm not happy with it. If finally I found something that for me, option selling on a swing basis works out for me and I'm quite comfortable with it. So finally I found out that. So my strategy is most probably like this one, which I use, is that I go long whenever market is at support. I go long in stocks. I do not go and short puts. What I do is if market is at resistance, I exit the stocks and then I short calls in here, so that when market falls down, these calls will give me profits. So that is how I'm playing. This took me a lot of time, so that to go through all these trial and errors. After a long time, I got into this. Stocks, yes, I've been very good profitable. Commodities also have traded, but the thing is that commodities have to log in at 9, then I have to be in there at least 11:30 or 11 o'clock. So that is something which I really don't want to do. So I stopped doing commodities trading. That's the reason, like, I stopped doing it. So if this is something which you feel you can do it, then go ahead and do it. Otherwise, you don't do it. Just understand what is your style, what is your overall psychology of trading, and how much you know it. Apply that. Use small money, do not lose big money. That is something which I will make you understand. That is a major part for you to understand. Do not lose your money. If you cannot handle 1 lakh rupees or 10,000 rupees, then how can you handle 1 crore, 2 crores, 3 crores or something like that? First master handling the small amount. Always focus on percentage returns, right? Always focus on percentage return. If your percentage returns are great, just go ahead and trade it. You don't require all those big capital, because eventually the small capital will be made into a big capital. It takes only 7 to 8 years to turn your 1 lakh into 1 CR if you're consistently making 3% returns over a month. So that is what I'm saying. Please focus on that. And in this span of 8 years, obviously you will be able to add in more capital because you'll be experienced then. You will have a job then. So that is something which I want you to clear out and accordingly deal with it. So I hope that answers your question. Shridan Murugan. I'm sorry, I'm not good at spelling out names. If you have any other doubts, do let me know. I will clear it out. Anything else, guys, which you want to clear it out? One more thing I'll add up, that trading is not something which you are just going to learn over one night or one day or 1 week or 1 month. It is something which you have to practice every single day. So if you're really interested, do let me know in the chat box that if you want me to come in live every weekend or probably every few days, whenever I'm finding a trade is possible and the logic behind it, I will make a video on it as well, and I will also share it on live and probably let you know the logic behind it and share it with you. So if you do require it, just let me know down in the comment section below as yes. Just type in yes, I will do that from next week or everywhere, right? And please, if you're new to this channel, please do subscribe to the channel as well. It would be really helpful. I am not asking you anything else. I just want to reach out to more people, more teenagers or people who are young to trade along with me, and I want to make people understand that trading is a very good enough job for you to take in. So make sure, like, as a trader, let's just build in our trading community, because in India there's a lot of toxicity going on, right? And I have a very smart way of investing as well. If you want to know, we will have this for another session. So yeah, okay, some people are saying yes. Actually, John, the Madras is still not good. I don't know what to do, but sure, I'm not going to give up. That's good. Keep the spirit up, right? I will suggest you one thing. See, again and again, I'm telling you, you don't require anyone to pay in there, right? You just focus on having enough resources. Like today, we have so much of resources in trading. You don't require anyone else. You just go ahead and search YouTube. Just search the heck out of YouTube. Search every single corner of YouTube. Every single foreign trader, Indian trader, all of those. Just go ahead and check them out. Then just look at their overall analysis, how they are doing it. If they're giving you a good logic, and you're seeing that their videos are being followed throughout this trading strategy. If you look at my trading strategy, I would suggest, like, if you just go ahead and analyze if you check out my previous videos, right? Go ahead and check out any previous video of mine, whether it be in this, let me just go ahead and show it to you. If you go and check it out, right, and in this content of mine, I know I'm not getting all those big views, I'm not advertising my videos, I'm not doing all of those, but if you just check out all of these, right, and my analysis and these stocks which I've made good money into, all of these stocks wherein I've made good money. If you can look at this one, how to do swing trading in small caps, then this one the swing trading, every single particular place I've clearly mentioned that first thing which I do is understanding market sentiment. So if you're finding a particular pro trader who is absolutely sticking his to setups, right? Sticking his to setups, definitely do check him out. Because obviously, if a certain setup is profitable, then only he will be following it throughout, right? Otherwise, why will we just go and waste our time and money into it? So find a person who is exactly following his setups. You are seeing those setups in every single video of his. Because I'm a swing trader, I always tell you market sentiment. That is the important thing. So if you find that good and easy for you, do come and check it out. Check out my videos. If you find something good to learn about it, then do consider subscribing it. Just because you've seen a big MTM doesn't mean that he's a profitable trader, or just because someone is not showing you the MTMs, they are not profitable traders. I've never shown I used to show my MTMs of yearly PNLs and stuff like that, but I stopped doing it because of the sole reason that I do not like it. I used to see like all those big people are coming, like a good population is coming asking me to give them calls, but that's not how I process. So I stopped doing that, and I started taking challenges, and I started posting them on my LinkedIn, and you can see the challenges winning certificates in my LinkedIn as well. So that is something what I do. I do not care about the big numbers. I care about only percentages. If you're getting a big percentage, very well, good enough for you, not a big number. I can easily go ahead and edit the softwares and use the softwares and do inspect element and check out all of that. But I don't do that because of the sole reason that I do understand that market numbers are not something which is required. So please do understand that. Yes, you about Nifty behavior, man. Okay, you're asking me what is the market setup telling me right now about the Nifty behavior. I have again already told that this market is right now at resistance is what I feel. Not much of a good gap is left, so I feel that markets could reverse from in this place to in here. It is at resistance, and similarly if you look at The same way, Dow Jones futures also, it is at resistance right now, so it can probably come down. For that reason, I'm not going long right now. That's what I want to clear it up. I will go long probably after Dow Jones has given a breakout in this side also, and then SGX has also given a breakout on this side, and then only probably I'll think of going long. Until then, I'm not thinking to go long. I'll clear out one more thing, that why do I analyze SGX Nifty? Because SGX Nifty you can clearly analyze resistance, 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 and zonal resistance as well. Just go ahead and analyze the same thing in Nifty, right? If you just connect these lines, just connect these dots. What is shown? All those people who went long in here got assaulted. Just look at it. Got slaughtered. They just got slaughtered in here. Breakout it short, gave a breakdown, and then finally going on the higher side, still sustaining in this level. This is the exact reason why I don't analyze Nifty. I know there are people who are very well trading using spot charts as well. All I'm talking about is my setup. Why do I trade SGX Nifty and Dow futures, not the spot charts? Because in here, these gaps are something which I cannot deal with. It makes me confused. So I don't trade these gaps. I only trade these good setups, which is without any gaps, and clearly the zones and everything is visible. So I hope that is clear. Sridharan. Anything else, guys, which you guys want to ask me? Please do check out my other videos if you are new to price action. I have clearly mentioned how there are 3 setups which you need to use in price action. I have clearly made you understand. We have a lot to talk about the market, so on. Eventually, as we progress, we will have more sessions and we'll talk more about markets. Like if you want me to go through it, I will make you understand different strategies, different price action, how it behaves, then fundamental analysis, what is the economics which you need to understand before investing. Especially if you're a young person below your 25 to 30 years, also no issues. In 20 years, a lot can happen. India has a very good scope. As an economics student, I can say that because I read a lot of things which is going on in India, and it supports its Indian economics a lot, right? So economical factor, a big boost for India. That's one thing. And there's a lot of shit for us to learn. Like a lot of things can be learned. Like I learn every single day, despite being experienced. Any experienced trader will be learning a lot of things every single day, because markets is always developing. Every single day markets change. Somewhat to some extent, they always change. So that is something which I will tell you to follow through. Have your setups, just trade them. You will be really good to go. So probably next session, we will be just discussing about technical analysis more in detail. Probably the indicators, if you want me to make you understand. There are a few indicators which I used to use, but not anymore, because price action is my best thing which I use it. But yeah, there are some indicators which I can recommend you to use. But again, it depends on your back testing. Sometimes what happens is price action and indicator will not confluence together. So that, they'll not come together. So at such times I miss those trades. But if you want to follow them, I will definitely share it with you all of people. So yeah, I hope it is clear with this session. Everything, guys. Anything else you guys want to ask me? Anything else? Nothing. Okay, I guess my stream is a little diluted. So yeah, that is all for this session, guys. I hope it is clear for you. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. I love talking to you people. I love clearing your doubts. Please do subscribe to the channel. That's all I'm requesting for. It would help me motivate a lot that yes, people do want to learn. So that's the only reason I just came in and thought about coming in live, because a few people on Instagram and Telegram, they said that it will be appreciated. So I did, and really appreciate that. At least I'm having 8 to 10 constant viewers, more than enough for me. Yeah. So thanks a lot for coming in, and hopefully this channel grows even more, and I'll be always forever, grateful for you people for supporting me. So that's all. Take care, stay safe, and do subscribe to the channel and like this video, and let me know down in the comment section below how did you find it later on, right? So that's all, guys. Take care, stay safe, and happy trading. We'll see you next soon in the session. Do join in the Telegram and Instagram channel so that you get to know when is the next sessions. Hopefully see you then. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye, take care.